The accomplishments made by the human race over the centuries are nothing short of extraordinary. We've cured incurable diseases, constructed supercomputers beyond fantasy, and explored the realms of space with space travel. We continually search for new answers to every question we could possibly think of, looking for discoveries for a better tomorrow. But we need to realize that there's a relevant problem right here on Earth. Population, since the beginning of man, has always increased at a steady, kind of slow rate. But recently, that rate has increased exponentially. We're now facing an overpopulation crisis. In 2012, the population of the planet is now over 7 billion people. 7 billion people are inhabiting this small Earth that we never could imagine could hold this many people. And now we're faced with the challenge of feeding every single person. And that is a task nearly impossible. A lot of people will get enough food, some will get more than enough. But unfortunately, there are a lot of people that are going to get not even enough. They will get ounces of food to live off of for days, for weeks, and for years. And this is the fate of 40% of the planet. 40% of the people are going to live off of grains of food, starve and search around for anything edible, hoping that they could live on. But 40% of them are going to die. It's something that doesn't go away. Every 3.5 seconds, someone dies from hunger. In 1 minute, 21 people will die from hunger. Every second of every day, people are being crossed off the face of this earth. 25,000 will die each day. It is unfortunate to seem that this is not something that goes away. All it comes down to really is the cards you're dealt when you come into this world. If you're lucky, you will get dealt a great hand, have food all your life, and live happily. But unfortunately, for the 40%, they will get dealt a hand that is unfavorable, and they will live off of scraps of food for a little bit, but then die. It's clear that all this death that's happening, there needs to be something to help. Some sort of superhero to swoop in and save the day. And there are many entities nowadays that are calling themselves that superhero. Right here in the USA, the food aid policy claims to be that world-changing force. But how much is the US really putting into this food policy, this food aid policy? If we look at their budget for 2010, we'll see that over 60% of their budget went to missiles, defense, and administration. Even though those things are relevant for a country, with so much of their priorities set to those two things, it's very easy for important things such as world hunger to get pushed aside. They only get 0.05% of the US's budget. World hunger is not going to find its superhero in America. But can't America make enough food to save the world? America is strong. In fact, in 2008, they made enough food to feed 11 billion people. They made more food than there are people living on this planet. Then why are there still people dying? Well, let's see where that food went. Half of it went to animals to fill our meat consumption. 30% went to our cars and factories for ethanol. Only 10% of it actually went to human consumption. All of the other food set aside could have saved millions of people for tons of years. It's unfortunate that the US has put world hunger out of its priorities. But when it does give food to places like Africa, they come in, give little bits of food, and eventually Africa will, eat it. But over time, they're gonna start to cycle and say, we're hungry again. And unfortunately, their local farmers have no food because they weren't earning any income because America was the only supplier of food. So America will come in, and Africa will eat the food again, get hungry, and it'll never fix the long-term effect. America is just fixing the symptoms. It's obvious that this current system of food policy is just inefficient. The amount it gives is so small to what can be given, and it's harming countries instead of helping them to be sustainable on their own. At the present time, it's obvious that there is a superhero out there to end hunger. We just have to hold out for it.